Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Chakra Wisdom Tarot by Tori Hartman. Artwork by Katrina Sokolova. Katrina's name is below the word tarot. Websites are torihartman.com, watkinspublishing.com. I believe there's also watkinspublishing.co.uk. Feel free to freeze frame on that and check it out if you want to. Supportive Oracle cards, spellcasting Oracle cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lizbeth. Lizbeth is the one who did the artwork. They're their full names if you'd like them. A couple websites on the back. She Who Is Art, I've noticed all the time, but there's also a couple others. Feel free to freeze frame and check out whatever you'd like there, of course. Okay, what do we have for Capricorn? Do you... Okay. What's going on here? Eight of Cups on your side. This is very interesting. It feels very relaxed. I'm kind of having this feeling like maybe I just won't this time. One of those energies. Kind of like whatever it is that usually happens, there's somebody here. Maybe I just won't this time is what I'm getting. Maybe I just won't. Maybe I just won't something. And this could go up or down. Like, this could be a positive thing or a negative thing. Maybe I won't do this negative thing. Maybe I won't do this positive thing. I don't know. It's just kind of like maybe I just won't. It's just very... It's not... I don't know. I feel very neutral on it. It's like whatever it is, you're just like, maybe I just won't do that this time. I'm trying... I want more... Can we get a little bit more information on that? You've got the Six of Pentacles... And then the High Priestess, which to me is just more of the same what I just said. Six of Pentacles is like balancing something out. What good is it if I do it? Is it really worth it? And the High Priestess is like, it's not all good, it's not all bad, but do I really want to be a part of it? More of the same. They're just like, that's the message. So there you go. I'm seeing this card, which is a good card. But when it relates to Capricorn, sometimes this is your opposite. Like, it's an energy that, like, for example, values the home, values security in a different way. And sometimes it's just contrary enough that it can be aggravating. This is the opposite card for you. It's similar, but it can be the way it does things. It's like, that's not how you do it. You might feel like, okay, I know what they're doing, but that's not how you do it. And it may just annoy you just a bit. Over time, this card can get very aggravating for you. It's kind of more of an astrological thing. I probably should explain this just a little more. It's kind of like Capricorn's opposite is Cancer. You and Cancer are opposites. You might tend to get along with the same people, but the way you do things is just different enough to where over time you get on each other's nerves. And it's kind of like, this is what you're kind of like, maybe this time I just won't. Whoever this is seems to be very animate that they're going to do things the way they want to do things. And I feel like, see, this is the thing, where it's just different enough that it just aggravates you, but it's similar enough that you can relate to it. You can understand somebody being like, well, this is how I'm doing it, and this is how I'm doing it. I'm doing it this way. You understand that thought. Like, you understand why somebody has that feeling. But you also have the viewpoint to where you're like, if that's how it is and I don't want to do that, then I just don't do that. At this point in the situation, it is a little stressful, but it's kind of like, before I even get into that mess, maybe I just won't. Maybe I just won't. The thing is, you're kind of having this weird feeling like, but should I be? Capricorn takes responsibility extremely seriously. So if it's something where you're like, yeah, but that's part of my responsibility, that's going to be kind of like, but if I don't, like, Capricorn very much takes their responsibilities extremely serious. Like, Earth signs anyway do. But Capricorn's like, no, I have a reputation. I'm known for upholding what I say I'm going to do. I'm not going to skip out on things. If this needs to be done and people are going to see this done and think I had something to do with it, I want to be a part of it to make sure it's done correctly. So yeah, the question is, what's the best outcome? Where is your inspiration leading you? I feel like your inspiration is leading you to kind of stay out of it. The High Priestess is over here too. It came up in the dice, but it's here too. It's looking at the overall situation and deciding what's really for the best. What is really for the best here? And you're thinking, maybe I won't. I keep feeling that energy. Maybe I just won't. But I feel like then when I start thinking about like my responsibilities and people seeing something done and like maybe not realizing that I didn't do it this time, I wasn't a part of it, but still thinking about me when they see what gets done, I'm going to be like, it seems like there's like this little like, maybe I should. You're evaluating it. You're thinking about, I think what you're going to do is you're going to end up taking over this situation. I don't mean to shortcut it, but I'm starting to feel like we're slowly inching to where I'm thinking I won't. I'm saying maybe I won't, maybe I just won't. But the more I start thinking about my responsibilities and how I take my responsibilities seriously, even though it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, the more I think about people are going to see what gets done and they're going to think I had something to do with it, and I don't know where that's going to go. And if my name's going to be connected with it, I want to be there making sure it's done right. I just feel like I'm slowly inching towards I'm going to do it. I feel like you're going to inch. I just feel like I'm inching towards I'm going to do it. And I feel like what this reading is starting to go towards is kind of like, if you just shortcut it a little bit, not like shortcut it like just like not do the work, but shortcut it to the thought of like, how much of this is your responsibility and how much do you feel this is your responsibility, and are you concerned about people viewing this and considering your reputation with the outcome? And how much does that weigh on you in this situation? If you go to like shortcutting it to like go to that thought, I feel like you'll get your answer about what you're going to do. Not to like make this go too quick, but I feel like that's where we're going with this situation, because I see like the other person isn't ready. I don't know what to say about that. So you know who this is. If this is hitting, I'm guessing you're going to figure it out quite quickly. They're not ready. They got the Seven of Pentacles. That's a not ready. They're not ready. They want things their way, but they're really not ready to do what they think they're ready to do. And as it keeps moving forward, I'm getting you get pulled in anyway because they're not ready. And again, you have some type of responsibility connected to this, and you're like, well, I'm not going to let it fail. I almost feel like I'm angry a little bit when I want to say that. Like, I'm not going to let it fail. I mean, you do take responsibilities extremely seriously. So it's kind of like they need you to help them, and you're just kind of like, well, if you didn't know what you were doing, why did you insist on doing it your way? There's a little aggravation there. There is. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm feeling it. Because I'm feeling like I keep getting this like twinge of anger when I'm coming into like, I have to help you. Like, you were insistent that you were going to do it your way, but you don't even know what you're doing. And it's aggravating to me. I'm feeling the aggravation energy. So just be aware of it. See it before you get into it. Because I feel like if you see it before you get into it, you can like bring yourself to a calm place and be like, I know what this is going to be. So I'm just going to be ready for it. So I'm not going to like it either way, but if I see it coming, I can prepare myself for it and I can handle it on my terms. I'm not going to be surprised when they say stuff and I'm just like, you should have known what you were doing before you got this far into the mess, but whatever. There's that. Because you are the one who's going to stabilize it. One way or another, you're going to end up stabilizing it. So I feel like what this reading is about is like before you go too far with that maybe I won't energy, which is a smart way to do it. It makes sense. I feel like you're going to get pulled into it anyway. And it's kind of like, that's going to make you really annoyed. Kind of like, I wasn't going to be a part of this, and then I had to be because so-and-so said they were going to do it. And look at that, they can't. So I have to go because I'm not going to let things fail, and I'm going to make it work out right. This isn't right that we had to do this. So it's kind of like before we even get there, before we end up, because what's going to happen is you're going to get there midway, or like a third of it's going to be started, and then you're going to have to go and reevaluate and change things and make them go where you need them to go. Before you even get to that aggravation point, just start. Like, you might as well be there from the very beginning if it's going to be that way anyway. That way it's stabilized from the very beginning, and you can call things out before it even gets that far down the road. Before we get a third of the way through this, then we realize things have to be corrected and changed and fixed. Before we even get that far, we can just start right in the beginning. We can nip it right in the bud, and we can handle it right off in the center, in the start. I was going to say in the center. Instead of waiting for the center, we're starting at the start. Starting at the start. We want to start at the start. This other person is not ready. They're not. This is an interesting card. Because I think they use princes and princesses. No. They just have princesses. I think they use them as pages, which I don't always agree with that. Sometimes they're more of a knight, sometimes they're more of a page. I wouldn't get caught up in the gender, but I'm getting like this person isn't ready. I'm also going to say that it's just that this person isn't ready right now. This is going to come up again. Definitely going to come up again like this. What I'm getting as advice to make this easier on you in the long run is, I mean, it's clearly your call if you're going to do this or not, clearly. Teach them what has to be looked after and why. Show them, like, if you're going to do this, you got to think about that. And if you're going to go over here with this, you got to realize what's over. It's kind of like if you're going to walk into the forest, you need to know that there's wolves in the forest. You just need to know they're there. You need to know about how those wolves are, how they act, what they're looking for. Once you know those wolves are in the forest, you can decide how you want to handle that. It's just information, but you're like, well, if you're going to do this, you need to know this. That type of stuff. That's what I'm getting to make this easy, because it's going to come around again. This person's going to understand at some point that they weren't ready. They got forgiveness here with the Wheel of Fortune. Like, they're going to get way in over their head. And they're going to understand that, it's better that if you get involved in the beginning, I do feel like there's a little bit of a scuffle, argument here and there. I don't know how bad it really gets, but there's something there, a little scuffle, a little mincing of words. Sooner or later, though, it's going to be very painfully obvious that you were right. And I feel like, even if it's begrudgingly, they're going to realize that there's a lot they can learn from you, and they can either work with you and learn what you have to teach them, or they can do it the 10 times harder way. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the thought is, by working with you, it's like carrying a 10-pound weight up and down the stairs 8 or 9 times. By not working with you, it's like taking a 100-pound weight and going up that stairway 100 times. It's a lot more difficult. Would you rather take 10 pounds up and down the stairs 8 or 10 times? Or would you rather take 100 pounds up the stairs 100 times? Up and down, I should say, 100 times. Like, obviously, if you're asking me, I'll take the 10 pounds and I'll do it 8 to 10 times. I don't think I want to take 100 pounds and drag it up and down the stairs, the same stairs, 100 times. That sounds horrible to me. That's the difference. And they're going to realize that's the choice they have. It's going to be some work working with you, but it's not nearly as hard if they don't. It's not nearly as hard as it would have been if they... I don't know if I said that right. I hope you understand what I'm saying. You do also have the ability to get along with this person better. What does that mean? How does this go in Capricorn's favor? Judgment in your favor. Two of Fire. Two of Wands. You got Friendship and the Six of Cups, and then you got... They make random decisions. Sometimes. They just do that. When they make those random decisions, I feel like you can set this up to where, alright, you're going to make that decision, then you own that. So that's the outcome you need. You make your random decisions, just make sure you get there by this time. And I feel like they will. So it's kind of like if they have a week to get something done, and they're making random decisions, like, here, I've given you the information, you go do that, you can go make your random decisions, but you gotta, if you're not there by, the end of Friday, we're gonna have problems. They will get it done on time, but I feel like if there's a way for you to do this to kind of like, alright, that's what you gotta do, there's your time limit, go do it. I feel like they're going to stumble and trip. They're going to ask you for some help. You're going to give them instruction, but you're not going to do it for them. And I feel like that's a way kind of like, all right, you want to struggle, you struggle. You do it that way. You struggle that way, you struggle that, but you do it. You struggle with it. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'll give you pointers, but I'm not doing it for you. This seems to really make this connection with you and them work better. Because it's kind of like, I told you not to do it that way, but you insisted. As long as you're the one suffering for your own decisions, that's your problem. I'm not going to suffer. I'll give you pointers, but I'm not going to spend all day helping you, and I'm not going to do that physical work for you. I'll give you pointers, but I'm only going to have 10 to 15 minutes once in a while, not even probably every day. So keep that in mind. I'm very busy. I might have 10 to 15 minutes here or there to tell you, but you want to put that on point, and that's on you to fix it if you screwed up. So if you want to make your random decisions, you do what you got to do. You better be there at the end of Friday. This seems to make it a lot easier for you and them. Because I don't feel like I have to watch them that closely. I seem to trust them enough that they take this seriously. Like, if they aren't there, there's going to be problems, and they understand that. I'm also very careful about when and how much I give them. So they kind of earn your trust, like when you give them a responsibility and you're like, this needs to be done at this point, they get it, and you trust that they'll get whatever it is you're going to do. They'll get it done. They may not have the easiest time doing it, but it will have a quality, and they know you're going to check the quality. So I feel like this is like, we can make this work better. Kind of like, all right, they want to make those random decisions. They can learn through them. I don't want to have to learn through that with them. You seem to be empowering them a lot. And they're going to find that, there's a reason you do things the way you do things. Hey, maybe they get bored doing things the same way every time, but if you need that outcome, if there's a certain outcome, it's like if it's a life and death outcome, not for nothing, you need the guarantee. You don't need the fun. If you're like, oh, this is somebody in my family, I want to make sure they live, you're going to take the guaranteed route. You're not going to take the fun route. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I think it does. I'm not going to worry about it. They'll learn. I think this goes a lot better. All right, I think we're there. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.